What up? It's your girl Liz Taylor here, back on the edge of oblivion. I am back in the woods as promised, and I followed through on that promise. It's Thirsty Thursday. How are y'all? Yeah, we're back at our little point on the trail where there's like this like Evel Knievel jump into a deep chasm. Over there. Yeah, but I liked this spot. It was like a nice little mound to sit on, convenient to put the cards down. Now the wind is blowing, so hopefully they don't blow away. But we're here for our weekly romance reading, and we're just kind of like, you know, chewing the fat about our love lives. So let's hop right into it, shall we? So our first card, y'all are just gonna laugh, is trust. Love that, right? It's always a good sign. Things are going to be very comfortable and obvious. Not. So this situation is calling for you to have faith. And I totally am picking up on those vibes right now. It is really like kind of a surrender moment. I think that we're in like the tarot card, the Hanged Man space, where it's like it's a moment of inaction or seeming inaction, but there's more going on behind the scenes than we realize. And what it's having, what this moment is doing for us is allowing us to adjust our perspective and look at things from through a different lens, you know, and through the lens hopefully of the more Christ-like self that we are hopefully evolving into. You know, we're doing our best. But part of that process is there's this dark period of quietness where we do have to learn how to trust, and we have to demonstrate our trust and grow that trust and strengthen it and lean on it, you know, because when life isn't obvious, we have to lean on trust and lean on faith. And if we haven't worked it out, you know, in different ways and in different, you know, scenarios and circumstances, then we won't have strong trust muscles to lean on. So just look at this as an opportunity, a good time in your life to learn how to be the constant cause consciousness focused on, you know, the creator. We're empty channels, we're vessels, we're creating the vessel, we're building the vessel, we're keeping the vessel and maintaining the vessel so that we can receive the light of the creator, so that we can demonstrate the creator's love and light and goodness into the world, right? And that is, you know, something that is expressed in each area of our lives, including our relationships with friends, family, just general people in the community, but especially within our romantic relationships. So trust that as you are sort of fine-tuning your instrument and really honing into your like true authentic self, you know, we've gone through so many huge changes this year that, you know, really we need to like tune our instrument to completion, because we're so close to being at this like really resonant state where we can truly put out a signal that will match like the ultimate, like not the ultimate, I mean, it's like too much pressure to put on people, right? It's like no one's like the perfect partner. Like you can have a million soulmates, you know, and in fact, like in Kabbalah, we learn that soulmate is not specific person necessarily, but it's a level of relationship, right? And you have to work up to that, right? And it's part of doing the soul work and the spiritual work and the emotional work and, you know, learning to be that kind of partner and having, getting more out of each relationship as you go. So trust that you are earning the vessel right now and preparing the vessel for a soulmate relationship, because we've had that card come up a lot recently, that like there's a soulmate in you know, the vicinity, right? It's just like it's like circling the runway. It's in our orbit. It's orbiting us, but it's just not quite the right timing yet, or it just hasn't all fallen into alignment, or there's something that's just slightly off. So always productive to heal the inner child, you know, strengthen and heal and, you know, add wellness and goodness to both of your parent relationships and parent wounds, you know, nurture and try to do what you can to heal those. And yeah, and just try to relax and let go and stop thinking about it and put your focus elsewhere and get out of the universe's way, because the pieces are falling into place. You just have to give spirit the room and the space to do its thing, right? Step back, allow, surrender. Sometimes it's all about action, but right now it's more about trusting and inaction, because our next card is also following that thread. It's keep an open mind, right? And so part of trusting is keeping an open mind and not getting too rigid in your thinking or your expectations or what you think it is that you need and want. Because sometimes, like many times, I've had relationships with people who have offered me things that I didn't even know I needed. I didn't even know that I liked that someone could make me like a really like bomb ass cup of coffee and know how to make it the perfect way every day. Like I didn't even know I needed that. Thank you. We'll be on the list now. So keep an open mind. Someone could surprise you. Something could come along your path that you weren't expecting, and it can happen, in the blink of an eye. Everything can change. So just trust, keep an open mind, don't get too uptight about, what you think about. I don't know. I used to think I wouldn't date like a younger dude, but then I started meeting a lot of guys that proved to me that they could be like really emotionally intelligent and mature. And maybe I just was used to meeting guys that were my age that had a lot of unresolved trauma, and I was just used to that kind of person. And so maybe now that I've done the healing work, I've like started being magnetically exposed to more like emotionally intelligent people. So now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I would date like somewhat of a younger dude, maybe not too much younger. I don't want to like I don't want to have another like fixer-upper on my hands, but you know what I mean? Like keep an open mind, right? You don't want to be too closed off. You don't want to be too uptight. You don't want to be too rigid in your thinking. But your soulmate may differ from your usual type, right? You never know. And expectations. So keep an open mind. The next card was romantic feelings. We've had this one come up a lot recently too. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And so I think that this is just really highlighting right now to focus on fostering romantic feelings within yourself and really getting that like magnetism up within your own energy field, and learn how to kind of resource that feeling within yourself, and then you have no lack or separation from the having of it. And vibrationally and energetically, then it's like there's no neediness, there's no scarcity around it, because you are in a constant flow back to the creator consciousness. We want to be able to tap into that divine unconditional love at any time, so that we're not holding someone responsible for like being our source, right? We don't really want to look to others, because then they have power over us, right? And we don't want that. We want an equal give and take. So someone who we stand side by side with, not put on a pedestal or keep subjugated beneath us, right? So we have to look to source, creator, and we go inward for that love. And so we can foster romantic feelings about life, and kind of like treating ourselves to things that make us feel romantic. Like it's not necessarily anything more complicated than treating yourself to like a cute special meal or something like that. But like rev up those romantic feelings, do something fun and spontaneous and that makes you feel alive and fun and flirty. But foster those romantic feelings and give yourself a chance, and just tell yourself and make sure that that you're worthy of those feelings, and that someone will feel those mutually with you and reciprocate them. So hold out, don't settle for less than what you deserve, because your feelings are valid and your needs are valid, and your romantic feelings and needs are valid too. So foster those within yourself, and then you won't be tempted to snack on things that aren't the real deal, right? And separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So if you're booed up in a relationship, maybe somebody's got to travel for work soon. or somebody's going to be traveling. But I think that if you're not in a relationship, this is like, obviously, if we're waiting for the soulmate, then the soulmate's not here. So we're currently in a period of separation. So relax, be patient. It's just going to be this waiting period for a second. But the key is to have this generic, formless, like vision of the essence of a soulmate without naming a specific person to it. You know, that way you can call in a genuine match without getting your expectations in the way, or like blocking someone that's better for you that you don't realize, or something to that nature, right? So just be relaxed. Know that in the spiritual sense, in the non-physical sense, we're never separate, not from anyone, even when we want to be. So there you go. You have to work really hard to cut those cords. So you are not separate in spirit, but maybe separate in the flesh. But just relax and surrender to the moment and do the work of, you know, self-development and healing and having fun and enjoying life. Enjoying the moment, and everything will all fall into place, and there's more going on behind the scenes than we know. All right, y'all, I have a low battery on my phone, so I'm gonna finish my walk and get off here. Oh, I'm gonna make chili tonight. Mama's chili. It's gonna be good. Big pot of chili, so perfect for the fall. All right, be good but not too good. Ciao, bellas.